Okay.
Right, guys, let's go.
Owl City. Bonus question. That's crazy. This song reached the top 5 in the UK in 1987.
I think we're going to Huddersfield. I just got a postcode.
Name the act, please.
Yes.
It is Kiss, yes. Which band was Making Plans for Nigel on their 1979 single? XTC, correct. Shabba Ama began her chart career in 1997 with a top 5 cover of which Randy Crawford did?
Ringing in Georgia.
You might need some. Here is a bonus question. That's crazy. I'm going to play you the debut top 20 hit by the 70s. Who's that? I'm Not Scared was top 10 in 1988 for Eighth Wonder. Who was the group's lead singer?
Patsy Kendall.
It was Patsy Kensit. Yes, very good. Well, fine score there, James, for you. 27 points.
Wow.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Is that one of your better ones?
That's one of the better ones, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it might be. Okay, that's fair. Well done. Very well done.
Thank you.
27 points. Congratulations. The right questions for you. Bad luck, Gina, though.
I know, I actually scored 30 on that round.
Oh, no. Dear, oh, dear, oh, dear.
Never
mind.
Anyway, well done to James.
That's kind of you.
Fantastically done. Yeah.
Right. For you, it's going to be the 1 year out t-shirt, I'm afraid, Gina. Is that all right?
But you know what? That's what I really wanted.
Well, there you are. That's worked out nicely. So we'll send that to you. Now, if you'd like to do a few shout-outs, then 30 seconds here now.
Very quickly. So, saying hello to Tim, who's at school. Probably have to listen to this on catch-up. My siblings, Grace in Wrexham, Ursula in London, Matthew in Switzerland, my cousin Pam in Formby, my mum and my stepdad, Bob in Wrexham, my work colleagues, Claire and Vicky, my friends at church, Vanessa, Steve, Jen, Lewis, Nigel and Melita, and anyone else who knows me.
Very good.
And could I have a signed photo as well, please? You knew I was
Yes,
going to ask that.
yes, indeed. We'll put that in. That'll be in the package for you. Gina,
my
it's...
family would be so jealous.
That's nice. Been lovely talking to you this morning. Thank you for being on.
A lifelong ambition, finally ticked off.
Well, mine too. Right. Thanks, Gina. All the best.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Gina Duffel of York. So James Clark of Dundee is through to 3 and 10. Well done, James.
Thank you.
Okay, 10 seconds now for you to give me 3 correct answers to win you a smart speaker. So today, please, the titles of 3 UK single chart hits. For
3 in 10.
Bob Dylan.
Blowing in the Wind.
Keep going.
Oh, no, that's it again. That's it.
Well, the astonishing thing is, Blowing in the Wind is not one of his UK single chart hits. Obviously, it's a well-known song of his, but it never got into the singles charts in this country at any rate. But you could have had things like I Want You, Knocking on Heaven's Door, Lay Lady Lay, Like a Rolling Stone. There's quite a few. 21 single hits, but as you say, he's well known for lots of other songs. Tricky old one, that. But it does mean you're going to be receiving it's not a runners-up prize, it's a very good prize in its own right. Set of Bluetooth headphones, okay?
Perfect. Okay, thank you very much.
Right, and of course you too get the traditional 30 seconds to do shout-outs.
Okay, I'm happy anniversary my wife Deb. Love you very much. My daughter Holly, my son Callum, my mum, my father-in-law Brian, mother-in-law Sue, sister Maria, brother-in-law Billy, Richie and workmate, everybody at Alpha Project in Dundee, all my in-laws, all my nieces and nephews from Dundee, Edinburgh and Amsterdam. Good friends Ken and Marcella and everybody at Happy Days Nursery in Dundee, parents and kids and staff.
Wonderful. There you go. Lovely to talk to you today. Thanks, James. Well done.
Cheers,
Great score. Yeah, sure thing. No problem.
Thank you very much.
All the best, James.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
James Clark of Dundee. Working in a trail in East Newcastle. But just shows you wherever you are, you can be part of Popmaster. Send in your entry, and indeed you can listen, like Gina's family, on Catch Up or BBC Sounds with the Popmaster podcast. Go there if you miss any of it. But if we want to hear you on the air, you must send us that famous email. Name, contact details, little bit about yourself. Not your 10 preferred questions, sorry about that. And the address is popmaster@bbc.co.uk.
After 200 yards, turn left, A6069, Cornwall Road, then go around the roundabout, third exit. Turn left, A6069, Broughton Road, then go around the roundabout, third exit.
Ah, well, it is actually easy to turn left there. It's also easier to turn right. Oh, and I didn't get a chance to ring the bank. Bloody hell. What a life they've got.
After 300 yards, turn right, A59. Turn right.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, here they all come on a turn right when there's no on my side. Well, you've got fucking no chance, mate. Oh, I cleared me hours anyway. Nice one.
Both directions because of the ongoing the closures for the accident rather. That's from the Crossford turn off to Lime Kilns, so it's in the roadworks, it's affecting you at Kenny Hill to Ross Hythe, and your diversion is via Dunfermline. Also for the Scottish borders, it's stage 2 of the Tour of Britain cycle race in Hoyk town centre. That started about 10 o'clock and it's going to see some rolling road closures heading from Hoyk to Duns via Kelso, Coldstream and Reston. It finishes at 5 o'clock. But the whole area of today you might find you're stuck behind a short closure. Now severe delays after the accident which is cleared on the M62 but it's in the roadworks eastbound at 27, that's Gildersham, and the queue is still back to Brighouse at 25. Cheshire and North Road, the A54 Buxton Road, closed in both directions for an incident. That's Peaver Lane to Church Lane. And for Stretton in Rutland, there's still a closure on the northbound A1. That's accident investigation work at the B668, which is Greetham Road, and it's slowing you away from Stamford towards Grantham. West London, Acton, one lane blocked, that's broken down lorry on the A40 eastbound just before Gypsy Corner, so that means a queue to Park Royal. There's also a breakdown on the M4, one lane closed on the westbound side of 14 to 15, Hungerford to Swindon. Oxfordshire, A34 partly blocked southbound with an accident. It's the Chiltern interchange through to East Ilsley. And I had a call from Paul the Londoner. There's a problem in Kent, Hawkhurst High Street at the junction of the A229, and that means a queue towards Cranbrook. And finally, one lane out on the M5 northbound, junction 19 for Portishead. In fact, it's lane 1 and a half shut, so a bit slow behind that one. And number is 837.
Wish us a safe journey, and also to the many hundreds of drivers right across the F1 teams who are moving the Grand Prix equipment. The 831 so even if it isn't new, all the stuff to move but they should be avoiding if tracking the speed of those who move this stuff.
After 500 yards, cross the roundabout, first exit, A629. Cross the roundabout, first exit. Go straight on, A629, Skipton Road.
That's 3 women ruin the country.
Go straight on.
Thank fuck you said that. There's a big red tractor.
Which is a vast amount of money and give lots of money to people who don't really need it. Now, what we would ideally do is target that support of those who do, but we don't have very good ways of doing that. Prices for October gas deliveries have risen sharply after Russia stopped flows to Europe through its main pipeline. The increase of about 25% has reversed most of last week's fall in wholesale prices.
After 800 yards, cross the roundabout, second exit, A629. Cross the roundabout, second exit, A629. After 800 yards, cross the roundabout, second exit, A629.
What does it say this in sound? Oh, a fairground. A fairground.
Cross the roundabout, second exit, A629.
Yeah, I should think so, mate. I'll pause you here. I need to make a few phone calls.
Go left on the roundabout, first exit. After 400 yards, cross the roundabout, third exit, A650, Air Valley Road. Cross the roundabout, third exit. After 400 yards, cross the roundabout, third exit, A650, Air Valley Road. Cross the roundabout, third exit. After 800 yards, cross the roundabout, second exit, A650.
Simon, you're surveying brilliant song. The brilliant bass line at the beginning, worthy of this elegant remark.
If you want some ideas for playtime,
Hey kids, what's a new film pins?
After
we can help
800
get the
yards,
imagination
go
going.
left on the roundabout, first
And create
exit,
even more fun.
A650, Bradford Road.
For as long as you need it.
That was a fun 3 hours.
CBB shows like Bluey are full of playful ideas for your little ones.
What should we
Go
play?
left
You've
on the
got this,
roundabout,
but we're here when
first
you need
exit.
us. Watch Series 2 of Bluey on BBC iPlayer.
Here's Jules now with the traffic.
Thank you very much, Ken. Now, the Highlands of Scotland, the A9 Keswick Bridge closed in both directions, and that's been closed because of a police incident. So it's between the A82 Longman Road and the A9, the Munlochy turnoff. Fife, no change for the A985, still closed both ways between the Crossford turnoff and Limekilns. That's because of the accident. So you're still affected Cairney Hill to Rosyth with the diversion running you via Dunfermline. And the Scottish Borders, as you know by now, stage 2 of the Tour of Britain
Bradford
cycle
Road
race in
for 4
Town
miles.
Centre. That started about an hour and 20 minutes ago. It finishes at 5 this evening, but during that time it's going to see rolling road closures heading from Hoyt to Duns and via Kelso, Coldstream and Reston, so you might get stuck behind one of those, you have been warned. In the roadworks, it's slow after the earlier accident for the M62. That's eastbound at 27 for Gilderston, with a queue yet to east from Brickhouse at 25. Accident investigation work also for Rutland for Stretton. That's keeping the A1 closed northbound at the B668, which is Greetham Road, so slowing you from Stamford towards Grantham. And no change for West London. Now there's one lane out with a broken down lorry. That's on the A40 eastbound in Acton just before Gypsy Corner, with a queue to Park Royal. Oxfordshire, the A34 is partly blocked southbound, and that's because of an accident from the Chiltern interchange to East Ilsley. And finally for Devon and Exeter, heavier than normal, not sure why, on the A377 Alphington Street northbound from the A30, and that's the Alphington Junction through to Western Way. The travel number 03700 100 200, and I'm back for one more in half an hour.
Thank you so much. There's Jules Lang with the travel. Here's Tom Chaplin with the album of the week. It's called Midpoint, and this track's on it.
Bless you! Bless me.
That's a lovely song, isn't it? It's New Flowers by Tom Chaplin, and that's from Midpoint, which is his new album and our album of the week.
Closed off from love, I didn't need the pain. Once or twice was enough, and it was all in vain. Time starts to pass before you know it, you're frozen. And everyone's looking round, thinking I'm going crazy. Ooh. But I don't care what they say. I'm in love with you. They try to pull me away, but they don't know the truth. My heart's crippled by the pain that I keep on closing. You cut me open and I keep bleeding, keep bleeding love. I keep bleeding, I keep bleeding love. Keep bleeding, keep bleeding love. You cut me open. Trying hard not to hear what you talk so loud. Their piercing sounds fill my ears, trying to fill me with doubt. Yet I know that the goal is to keep me from falling. But nothing's greater than the wish that comforts your embrace. And in this world of loneliness, I see your face. Yet everywhere around me thinks that I'm going crazy. Baby, but I don't care what they say. I'm in love with you. They try to pull me away, but they don't know the truth. My heart's crippled by the pain that I keep on closing. You cut me open and I keep bleeding, keep bleeding love. I keep bleeding, I keep bleeding love. Keep bleeding, keep bleeding love. Cut me open and it's draining all of me. Only finding hard to believe I'll be wearing these eyes
Leona Lewis, Bleeding Love. Just gone 11:30, and at midday today, Jeremy Lyons still off. But we have with us, I'm delighted to say, Tina Tahiti. Good morning. I keep it mute.
You do, just for me.
Rather Augustus, earlier on, just reminding you of the
I'm very excited to be here. I'm very excited about today's programme because what a day to be sitting in the jury. Yeah, it's the big reveal after, I would say, possibly the longest job interview of all time. 60 days it's been since Boris Johnson resigned. We finally find out who will be the Conservative leader and, of course, our next Prime Minister is going to be, and it will happen during our programme. So we think at around 12:30ish, we hope. And it's going to be more of a confirmation. Pretty much every single poll has indicated it's going to be Liz Truss, but the politics can never know.
cannot be entirely sure.
So let's just wait and see. So yes, that announcement live, all the reaction. What we really want to know from our listeners, who are most important, is what they want, what you want our next PM to do first, what you want to hear first from them, and goodness, what an inbox. Cost of living crisis, energy bills, skyrocketing, inflation, recession, there's a lot going on. After 1 o'clock, we have the very clever Dr. Chris Smith from Naked Scientist. Who
First thing I want is them to scrap their expenses. Shouldn't need expenses here and a lot of money.
And you will come
tasty.
Can turn his knowledge to just about everything scientific.
Exactly. And there's a new app in the headlines today, a COVID app, that can apparently detect if you have COVID from your voice.
Oh, fuck.
We're running it on this show.
Oh, your voice is croaky. You got COVID. Not that I smoke 100 fags a day, like.
Yes, it is. The Midsummer Murders.
Very exciting. And we're talking about this because some residents in Isaac and Cornwall are celebrating the news that the TV drama Doc Martin is coming to an end. They're fed up with all of the disruption and coach loads of tourists coming in. So we'll be talking about that. Get in touch with your stories if the TV series has been filmed near you. Tell us what you want the next PM to do first. And
16 miles to go. Just over half an hour.
WhatsApp us 08000 288 21.
Love it. Tina's here as well.
Fucking death wish or what?
After 200 yards, turn right, A6181, Drewton Road, then bear left, Westgate.
Right then. It is fucking.
Turn right, then bear left. After 100 yards, bear left, A6181, Westgate. Bear left.
Huddersfield. That's where we're going, guys, I think. Huddersfield.
300 yards, go right on the roundabout, second exit, A641, Manchester Road. Go right on the roundabout, second exit, A641, Manchester Road. After 800 yards, keep left.
It's a nice story. What did you make of it? What did you talk about?
Fabulous. Absolutely everything. Spoke about his family, my family. Spoke about the football club, his vision, the transfer window. Yesterday's team news, sort of a couple of hours before it was announced. That was great to hear. But no, just generally about his vision for the club, and you know, you can kind of feel how much he loves being here, how much he's involved in it, and he wants the fans to be involved in it.
What do you see as the vision?
His vision is about getting people back into that stadium, no doubt about it. And you know, he's got different ways of doing that. I know he speaks openly to the media about things he wants to introduce, and he was just kind of talking about stuff like that. But he genuinely wants to get the fans back on board.
After 300 yards, keep left, then bear left.
There was over 20,000 for the first time in 5 years.
He did, and he kept talking about the 20,000, and obviously knew it was going to happen yesterday. They obviously talked about sustainability, and we kind of we spoke about the the demographic really here in the city, and there's not a lot of money about different things, cost of living sort of increase and stuff.
Keep left,
And that's where he
then
spoke about.
fair
He's got
left.
lots of different plans to try and make it more appealing to everybody, I guess, is his vision.
Yeah,
After 200 yards,
free, and it was
bear
nice to
left,
see yesterday over 20,000
861.77,
little kids
Mayor
that might have
Avenue.
been lost to the club in there in city shirts and things like that. It was good to
Indeed,
see.
well, we're testament to that ourselves. We have our 6-year-old goes with our 6-year-old grandson goes with us. He was obviously going before this season. We were paying for him, but obviously he goes free now. It's just a good news story, isn't it?
It is. What are your expectations for this season, Steve? I don't want it to sound like sports talk, but I think it's an important question.
After 800 yards, keep right.
I think we've got to be very careful. We've got to be
After
balanced.
800
I guess at
yards,
the beginning of the
keep
season,
right.
when we were talking about all the names of the new players coming in, you would probably think, a playoff place would be good. We've obviously been desperately unlucky with early season injuries, which don't seem to be getting any better. But if you talk to the man himself, he'll tell you that we're likely to finish anywhere
Little hiccup yesterday, losing and lost to QPR. They were a good side, but I still think top 10 is possible once the squad's all fit.
After 300 yards, keep right. Then, at the end of the road, turn right.
Get us back on track, perhaps.
Steve, time for sharing the story and enjoy the rest of the season. I'm sure you will. And thank you for sharing the story. Look after yourself. That's Steve sharing his story of the Hull City owner,
Keep
Adrian
right.
Villagella, turning
Then,
up at his
at
club
the
and
end
coming
of the
to see
road,
it.
turn
It's
right.
good. I
Turn
think
right,
it's really good.
then
He's
606.
getting people together. Witness the crowd yesterday. Disappointing result. But it's getting together. The only downside, looking at the back page, the Hull Daily Mail today, and we did wonder in the
Follow
commentary.
N606 towards Leeds for 9.5 miles.
What presumably was the chief steward. One of the Sheffield United substitutes was racially abused, is the allegation, by some able City fan or some body, or maybe more than one in the ground. So the club are investigating it. I think the police are involved alongside this, and hopefully that sort of thing will be stamped out. So there is a place for you now on the radio today. Going down to 659, don't get it wrong, 12 o'clock. The PM announced
To make sense of today's events and bring you all the latest news and information.
selling to pensioners, then those on benefits, and then to the rest of the country. Then the rich money-grabbing energy companies would either have to match it or go bust as everyone moves across. Do the same with small businesses and sell them fuel at last year's rate. No other handouts would be required. Does that work all the way through, Mike? Can they get hold of the fuel at those sorts of rates? And Bevan Driffield says, for 7 years, we spent 3 months in Spain. It was 2/3 cheaper than here and weather good. Now car hire has gone up fourfold and their electric is expensive, so not as good. Plus the 90-day ridiculous Brexit rule. But if I could go, I would, says Bev in Driffield. I take your point, Bev, but presumably you're self-catering or had a place out there. If your costs are agreed and all fixed with a hotel, is it worth doing? Has anybody done the maths? Do talk to me, love to hear from you.
Be part of the David Byrne Show. Call 08000 66 5959. BBC Radio Humberside.
David in Cleethorpes says, why is Martin Vickers, the Cleethorpes MP, surprised about the state of our water along the coast? In October 2021, he voted in Parliament to allow water companies to pour raw sewage into our rivers and the sea. Maybe he didn't realise what he was voting for, says David in Cleethorpes. And David Elaine in Grimsby says, visited Hull yesterday for the Freedom Festival. We had a great day. Saw the drummers, the cyclist and the visionary, all three brilliant, plus an hour in the Ferrens, but no park and ride from Priory Park. Didn't understand that, says Dave and Elaine in Grimsby. Well, it's the joined up thinking, Dave and Elaine, isn't it? It's the joined up thinking. And I think it is lower key, so maybe there isn't a demand for the park and ride. But you'd like to see it with a big event like that, encourage people to come, the park and ride. So Dave and Elaine, I take your point on that. I was in the Ferrens on Saturday. I took Weep Out Little Ernie. Little Ernest played his first game of football on Saturday, just a little friendly. And he loved it, he enjoyed it, so I thought I'd treat him. And Weep Out was just training. So I brought him into town with the eldest lad, Noisy, and took him to Hammonds from Hull. I know I'm concerned about Hammonds from Hull, but they're trying to do something about it. They're doing half-price pizza in there. So I got 4 pizzas for 25 quid. Hammonds off Hull. So I went in there. So the pizza place is doing half price, and they've dropped the price of a pint now down to 4 quid. So you're thinking 4 quid for a pint now, that's extortionate. But they have dropped the price. It was still not as busy as I would hope, given that the town was quite busy. So they're trying their bit to try and generate a bit of trade. And I thought that the chess was in Queen Victoria Square. It was actually in Trinity Square, so we ended up going into Ferrens to look at the Lego and what have you. But they enjoyed it, and we packed it yesterday in a tournament at FC Esperanza. Lots of players watching yesterday morning from all sorts of teams around the region. We packed in the runners-up group. They won the trophy, scored a couple of goals yesterday. It's really quite proud of it. But right, some young talent out there, some young kids. And I said to the coaches, I was talking to various coaches, a couple of ex-City players coaching young teams. Joe Lampard, a City and Grimsby player. He's got who I'd seen a couple of weeks ago, and they're a fantastic team. They've got number 5 that's got winger's feet, young number 5, and he's an amazing winger. And his team won the tournament. Ryan Kendall coaches, I think, Hessel Rangers. Brilliant. And I was talking to them, and City are picking up some of the young players. Fantastic. Anyway, shall we hear more from Amanda, who's been in Beverley, talking about the new Prime Minister?
Who would you have as the next Prime Minister?
None of the shower is
I'm not sure yet. I've been following it, but I'm not really sure. I think they've both got similar priorities and things like that, but I'm really not sure at the moment. So whether I'd vote or not, I don't know.
Who would you like to see?
A clown, because you'll get a better response from a clown from those idiots.
Who would you like to see as the next Prime Minister?
The woman.
Liz Truss.
Liz Truss, yes.
Why?
Because she's a woman and she can see different points of view. But personally, I wouldn't be voting for either of them, because I think no matter who you put in, they don't help the working class.
Are you worried about that?
No, because they won't affect me personally. They'll affect other people, but they just don't know the life of a working class person.
I mean, the thing is, even if we're comfortably off, we're still having to step over homeless people in the street, aren't we? If society crumbles.
Yeah, and do they do anything for them? But they send all the money abroad. Why not help our own? That's my opinion.
Who would you like to see as the next Prime Minister?
I've put his name on the list now.
between the other two, and I think he would win. I really do.
What, from the Tory party?
He's been silly, I know that. He's been very silly. But to
Hasn't
me,
he been dishonest? Hasn't he been proved to have been dishonest?
well, I don't think he's been proved to be lied about it. No.
Well, he says one thing and then another thing's true, and it's all on record. We've got it on camera. I mean,
who hasn't broken the rules at some time? Be honest about it. The mass population, there's a lot of people broke the rules on COVID. A lot of people, and being fined for it. And there's no doubt about it. He's been very silly. But on the main points, I think he's done very well. I mean, obviously, and I don't trust Rishi. I think he's a backstabber, and I think he put the knife into Boris, and I just don't trust him. So that's only one alternative, isn't it? It's Liz.
I'm laughing there because I've just seen a message that said, don't identify me, so I won't, because it says not for on air. But somebody I know has sent me a message saying, my partner's not happy with you. We're on a day out. I started looking up 3 months in Benidorm just to see if those figures are right. But then I got looking at Winter Sun, and by the Humber Bridge we were off to Gran Canaria in October. And we've just reached Retford, and we're having a week in Barbados in February. You should be a travel agent, Burns.
Take the exit.
Thank you for that. Have a great day out, the pair of you and the kids. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Not for reading out, but I've read it out anyway. But I've not named anybody. And Julie says, I looked on the Freedom Festival website to see what was on and where. However, as I had to push a wheelchair round, I found the things were too far apart. Nothing jumped out that we would enjoy, so I gave it a miss this year. I know because of COVID things have to be spread out, but I enjoyed it when we could walk from Queen's Gardens to the marina and see so many different acts, singers, bands, dancers, etc., says Julie. Julie, thank you for joining in. New Prime Minister to come. We'll have the announcement at 12:30. What do you make of it? It looks like it to be Liz Truss. What are you expecting from her? What do you want from her? A lot of people talking to Amanda in Holland.
After 800 yards, take the exit 24, M62J24 towards Halifax. Take the exit 24. Right on the roundabout, 4th exit, A629, towards Huddersfield. Go right on the roundabout, 4th exit. Exit A629, Halifax Road.
Oh, I forgot the name of the company.
awesome.
And support for ordinary folk, not just the wealthy. A tough ask from any politician of any persuasion. Liz Truss will definitely not go down well in Ireland. To bring back trust, they need to remember they serve the people, not the other way round.
From the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker,
Play BBC Radio Humberside.
and on your radio.
First up, we're going to find out who will be our new Prime Minister in about half an hour's time. The Conservative Party will announce the winner of the contest to replace Boris Johnson with either Liz Truss or Rishi Sunak taking charge. Alan Johnson is the former Secretary of State for Health and Social Care and also the former MP for Hull West and Hessel. He thinks bills will dominate the agenda.
There's going to be a freeze of bills. I mean, that is just, and it will be house watch. Let alone increase the policy when it goes up again later in the year. That's got to be the first thing.
We'll bring you the announcement live here on BBC Radio Humberside. Speaking of bills, it's something schools want help with. Steve Chalk is the founder of Oasis, a trust that runs more than 50 schools in several academies in North Lincolnshire. Schools that can be so they use that price now. So prices will fuel rise. Now go up, but we've got to keep providing the same education. It's the fourth part of the regulation. And 9-year-old will be impacted on that shot in their own home. 34-year-old is the third person to be questioned on suspicion of one of the people behind the Spring Festival
I know, typical Nissan. That's two that's had about sending another lane turning right. It's a damn fucking square.
Really great. New programme starts next month in Hull to help us get back into work. Cat Zero are working with Arca on the Boost programme for people in East Yorkshire and Northern Lincolnshire who are looking for a job. Steve also guarantees an interview at the firm. Would you consider going abroad to working at the hotel to save money on energy bills? Well, more people are, according to a Hull travel agent, Josh Cotton from Dawson and Sanderson. Working in hotels in Europe might prove cheaper than working from home for some people.
This past 4 weeks particularly, we've seen a surge there in bookings for customers looking to go on the longer duration holidays. The likes of Benidorm, Lanzarote, Gran Canaria, and turn their electric and gas off and enjoy themselves on the beach. Why not?
BBC weather, bright, dry, sunny and warm this afternoon with highs of 26 degrees Celsius. That's the latest for Northern Lincolnshire and East Yorkshire. You're aware of, there is a lane closed and a speed restriction of 50 miles an hour on the M62 in both directions at junction 35 for the M18 interchange. That's because of roadworks there. In Hessel, temporary lights for Boothbury Road at First Lane for electricity work. And in Scunthorpe as well, temporary lights on Ferry Road at Henderson Avenue because of works on telecom cables. Please book a problem and it's safe to call on numbers 08000 665 959. Text 8333.
After 800 yards, keep left.
To find out who's going to be our new Prime Minister, we'd love to hear from you as to who or what you want from the new Prime Minister. Tony Silver says, I want trust to
200 yards, keep left, then turn right.
Prime Minister's job. I know Boris had to deal with COVID. Now she's got to deal with an economic crisis. This might be even tougher than the job that faced Boris Johnson. I could be wrong with that. You've got to solve with that. What do you want from the new Prime Minister? On the subject, then, we just heard it in the news there. You know, are you going to beat the winter cost of living crisis by walking abroad?
Keep left, then turn right.
Didn't say anything about travel insurance. I have two friends in their 80s. They go to Benidorm February, March every year, but they've been told their insurance for next year will be 1,800 quid. Is that affecting you? I suspect that was a problem.
Oh, put me on the right track, you fucker.
We'll talk about that. You can. We'll have some culture as well. Some big artists coming.
Bear right, A62, towards Oldham.
That's to come on the Burnsy Show. We'd love to hear from you.
David Burns. The sound of Northern Lincolnshire and East Yorkshire. BBC Radio Humberside.
After 800 yards, keep left. After 400 yards, keep left, then keep left.
Well, I ain't got a clue where I'm going. Don't know the name of the company.
After 200 yards, keep left, then keep left. Keep left, then keep left. Keep left. After 400 yards, go right on the roundabout, second exit, A629, Wakefield Road, then take the second left.
Where we get to, and yes, charity will be charitable donations because people won't have as much spare cash. You would think that. George Bellon, the new Prime Minister, says, I've tweeted, do you want the new Prime Minister to to do. George Bell says call a general election. I tweeted a picture that I had taken outside number 10 Downing Street some time ago saying, I'm ready to answer the call, but my country needs me. Tom said, you've got the job, when can you start? Tim said on the picture, you can start by turning your right way off.
Go right on the roundabout, second exit, A629, Wakefield Road, then take the second left.
Lady Sarah Soraya says, for all of the Tory party to be evicted from Parliament, they corrupt liars have no place representing honest, hard-working people. Failing that, a vote of no confidence in a general election to be brought forward, not dragged out for 2 years when we need help now. Joe says, well, what we need is a general election, let the people decide. We don't want to hear all this nonsense about getting on with the job. That's what but that, I know what you're saying, Joe, and I accept that, and he's got the right road to Labour there. I see what you're saying from that political perspective, but from a country point of view, there is an element of we don't need any more political messing about, do we? We just need somebody to sort it. And she'll have to sort it, won't she, Liz Truss? We'll find out who it is, Liz Truss, at 12:30, but that's the expectation. And I do keep the dog talking. I get in touch with the show.
After 200 yards, turn left, B6432 St Andrews Road. Then you have reached your destination.
Every day between Monday and Friday, we do a bit of culture.
Turn left, then you have reached your destination.
The programme about the Freedom Festival, where there was a bit of this year.